Hi Soul Fam, happy Monday. Welcome back to this channel where we do tarot card readings every single week. Welcome back if you are here every week, and if you are new here, welcome. Trust that this video found you for a reason. I'm so honored and excited to be connected with you, and I hope to stay connected. So please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel. These readings are free, they always will be. This is my way of offering free support to everyone in the world that has internet access, which is hopefully many, if not the majority of us at this time on the planet. But wellness can be expensive, and it can be an investment, and it can be overwhelming sometimes. And while I think it is a worthwhile investment, sometimes it's just not in the budget. And so doing these readings, I really love doing them because, again, it's important to me that it's accessible to everybody. And also I love connecting with you. I love doing a weekly check-in, what energy is being called forth for us to focus on, be mindful of, be aware of. The way that I work is by connecting with what I call, well, it's really all. So God, spirit, universe, source, spiritual teams, angels, guides, the allness of it, and channeling this information. I use tarot cards as a tool to do that. If you love this deck, it is available for purchase. The link will be in the description box below. But in the meantime, let's connect. What do we need to know, understand this week? Happy Scorpio season. Working in the light and the highest for everyone here's greatest good, deepest understanding at this time. Keeping my energy on, cleansed, protected, and theirs as well. Welcoming in my spiritual team, and each and every person who is here, welcoming their team forward. Okay, what do you want to know us to know this week? And a little bit into Scorpio season as a whole, kind of like mindset for essentially this next month, right? Yes, very much this week, and then also kind of looking forward. So we'll see how they want to share that. Okay, so 3 cards and 2 cards. These 3 are very much this week, very much the present moment when you're seeing this video. And then these 2 are Scorpio season in general, kind of an overarching theme and focus for the next couple of weeks that we are going to be in this energy. Okay, so let's start here with this week specifically. Ooh, okay, amazing. So sorry, maybe I should share the cards with you. I'm just diving right in. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Magician. I haven't seen this card in a while. Very excited about this. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this week, overarching, and then I'll break them down a little more specifically, but essentially we are being called, this is not new guidance in this piece, to follow the joy of what lights us up. Because when we do that, that is when we really step into our power, step into our magic as the magician. And in that, we are able to really find a little bit more balance of giving and receiving. So being more, especially with money is coming up, especially like more in like a circulation type of energy instead of a spend, spend, spend. Oh gosh, I feel empty. Okay, I have to earn it back. Spend, spend, spend. Like this really intense give and take. Six of Pentacles is also looking at outside of money, like the balance of, I'm hearing the balance of power. They don't mean power plays, but more like the balance of giving and receiving in any area of life. Okay, so let's break these down. But overarching theme, we are being called to step into our joy and into our magic, like our kind of like a little bit like Delulu, like a delusional dreaminess, and not being afraid to invest where we want to, because that is really what's going to bring us the most joy, peace, abundance of all forms. Okay, specifically here though, Knight of Cups, this card is like this week asking, what are you so afraid of? And it's a little bit of a harsh question, right? I'm like, ooh, I don't like that one. But Knight of Cups, what are you so afraid of? Just doing what you want to do. Like, is it the success? Is it the fear of failure? Is it the fear of judgment from other people? Is it the fear of judgment from yourself? That came up last week a lot. So if you missed that and you want a little bit more guidance around this judgment piece, please feel free to go back and read it. That energy is still potent. It was very recent. But Knight of Cups is like, even though this sounds a little bit naive and a little bit insensitive, from universe perspective, they're like, it could be so much easier than you're allowing it to be. What are you so scared of? Why are you stopping your joy and your happiness? Just get out of your way and do it, right? Like, just do I know this sounds so simple, but do the things you want to do, whether this is professionally, whether this is personally, whether this is in your goals, whether this is just like in your quiet time. Like, what is there to lose? We're these one of billions of people on a floating rock in infinite space. Like, it's such a privilege to be here. I mean, the miracle of being alive, of being conceived, of being born, of being healthy, of reaching this day right now. What a gift. What are we so afraid of? Why are we so afraid of being happy? Why are we so afraid of just doing what we want? And I know that they're asking you kind of in a rhetorical way, but I actually want you sitting with that question, writing down in a journal prompt or a meditation or going for a walk and thinking about this. What am I afraid will happen if I do what I want? Okay. What am I afraid will happen if I do what I want? That's step one. Step two, why? Why? Keep asking yourself, why? Why am I afraid? I'm afraid that if I make X amount of money that I will have to share it with people. Why? I don't want to share it because, or I don't want to feel pressure to share it. Why? Because then what if I run out for me? Why is that scary? Because then I'm going to be back exactly where I started. Why? I'm afraid. Why is that scary? Because I'm afraid I'm always going to be in lack. Why? Because I'm afraid that when I'm in lack, I won't be happy. Why? Because that was modeled to me in my family growing up. Why? Because that is what their parents did. Oh, this is a generational wound. This isn't even my fear. I'm going to work with that generational wound. I'm going to help to heal that. And then I'm going to rewrite my own story. And part of doing that is doing what I want. Because what is there to lose? I'm supposed to be here to have fun. Let's do that. That was just an example. But that's the homework this week, okay? And you might have to do that a few different times with a few different things. But what am I so afraid of and why? Getting to the root and then healing that root, okay? How you're going to do that, and part 2 of this message is believing the truth that you can do anything. The Magician. This is the only card in the entire tarot deck that has every single suit on it. You have everything you need. The limitations right now that you feel, for the most part, of course, there are always going to be outside forces. Not outside forces, but like outside things impacting our own life. And sometimes we have to wait, or sometimes we have to be, a little creative in how we're going to move forward. But for the most part, most of your limitations are coming from within. Most of your limitations, your stagnations, your fears, etc., are the brain or this energy space that is afraid to move forward for some reason. But actually, you have everything you need. Maybe writing that down. What tools do I actually have in my basket? What tools do I actually have in my toolkit right now in this moment that can work for me? I'm a great problem solver. I'm smart. I have money saved. I know this person who's done this before. I can ask them questions. Whatever. Like, write down all the things you have physically, relationship-wise, and also more of like your characteristics, your person, like who you are, and how these can be used as tools to actually come together to do what you want, to get what you want. Okay, that's step one. What tools are in the toolkit? Then, how are we going to work together? How are we going to take those tools to fiddle and fix and repair either what's been broken or to create something completely new so that it works for us, so that we can create the magic? Think of the magician as like the witch in the woods. She has her big magic cauldron, right? P.S. Happy early Samhain, happy Halloween. But right, that's on Friday. I love that we're getting that witchy energy in it. But it's like she has her magic cauldron, but she has to follow the instructions in her spell book. Because if she accidentally puts in lavender instead of rosemary, the spell is going to be different. It's not going to have the same magic. It's not going to have the intention of what she wants it. If she wants to make a love potion, but she puts the wrong ingredient in or does something in the wrong order, it may change the outcome. Maybe it becomes a sleeping potion instead of a love potion, right? So for you, this is, what are the tools? What are my ingredients? What do I have? And then step two, how can I put them together? How can I make them work for me? What is my action plan? What is my recipe that I need to follow for me to create the magic I want? Okay, so maybe going all the way back to the beginning. What do you want? What is the magic that you want, right? And then doing this homework, okay? Because you can. You have the magic, you have the ingredients. It's just a matter of making them work together in a way that makes sense for you, okay? Because finally, we also have Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is the card of giving and receiving. Sometimes, this is interesting that this is coming up here because, well, part one, they're saying what they already said, right? In following the joy of what lights you up, you are going to come into a lot more balanced energy where things feel a little bit more free to flow, way less tight than they're feeling right now. Stepping into that magic. And yes, it is still following the instructions, following the recipe, right? Having guidelines for yourself that you've created, rooted in joy, not fear, rooted in, abundance, not lack. So it is creating that. But guidance with Six of Pentacles is very much about, what do we have to give and what do we need to receive? Okay, so in your looking at your life and what it is you want and what you want to create and what magic you have to create that and how you're going to start doing it, might there be somewhere that you need to actually, they're focusing on this part, receive from other people, right? Whether it's guidance, whether it is support, whether it's like cheerleading, whether it's even giving it to yourself where you're like, I just need a day. I just need an hour to actually like chill for a sec, be in my energy, right? Restore, to come back into balance. It's likely right now, though, that you have been giving, or even mentally, I'm hearing like you're worried about a lot of things that are out of your control. Understandably, right? We can't just turn off fear. We can't just turn off anxiety. We can talk ourselves through it so that we can be grounded in that, but not giving away too much of our very precious sacred energy to things that really are out of our hands. Part one. Part two, where can we receive back? Literally looking at this. I want this. I'm afraid of having it because, but I know that I can do it. These are the tools I have. This is the action step that I'm taking. Where do I need help to make that happen? Where do I need help to bring more balance and ease and joy into my life? Because, whoa, when my cup is full, I can also pour that into other people when they need that too. Okay, so the final piece here is, where can I receive support? Again, professionally, relationships, personal life, time, energy, money, ideas, creativity, like anything. Where can I receive support? Because it's likely that you've been pouring out, and we need to start receiving back now. And you might have to be that person for yourself to be really diligent in protecting your peace, in protecting your time, in protecting your energy, in protecting your mindset. Healthy boundaries might be really important, okay? So coming from yourself and from other people, where can you receive this week? Write it down. Think about it, write it down. Otherwise, you won't do it. None of us do. because life goes on, right? Okay, so that's this week. Let me know if you have questions on any of that. I'm excited. I think for me, where I'm, the most excited is getting to the root of why I might be blocking my own joy and my own manifestations, and then realizing what I have to actually start bringing them about. Like, I'm the magician. I can do this. I have the tools. Why am I not tapping into them? Okay, what am I going to do about that? Let's go. Right? So very exciting there. Scorpio season in general. Let's see. Oh, so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, 2 major cards and another scale. Okay, so it's funny. Well, okay, we have the Star and then we have Justice. Okay, I was saying it's funny because Justice is actually typically Libra's card. And so it's really interesting here that we have kind of these Libra themes that we're just in Libra coming through into this Scorpio energy, right? This idea of balance is really big. And even with showing you 6 of Pentacles again, there's scales in that too. This card is also about balance. So balance is a really, really important theme coming into Scorpio season, even though that is kind of more of a Libra idea and a Libra energy. It's almost like, what did we create in Libra season, and or what did we get too busy to create, and how can we start creating that for ourselves now? But we also have the Star to start. The Star is about very similar to what came through for this week specifically. So it's kind of like, hey, yeah, we're going to focus on this week, but this is the theme for the next month. This is the theme for this season of energy that we're in. The Star is about identifying your true north. The Star is about following your intuition, your vision, your destination, even if the path seems a little bit blurry. Now, the hope is that the magician will help you activate a little bit of the path, but it might not be the whole thing. Scorpio season energy for us right now, like Scorpio vibes, are what's the big vision, and I'm just going to hold that. The how-to will come to me step by step. But I'm not going to be afraid. In this card, you can see with this picture, she's pouring out water. She is not living from lack mindset. She's not like, oh my God, if my pitcher is empty, then I'm not going to have any water. She knows, I'm sitting on a rock in water. I'm always going to have water. There is infinite everything. There is infinite infinity available to me. So no longer am I going to be operating from lack, from fear, from worry. I'm going to be operating from magic. I'm going to be operating from hope. I'm going to be operating from the big vision, making highest self decisions, not fear-based decisions, highest self decisions. Who am I at a soul level without the fear, without the ego, without the worry, without the stress? And how can I be operating from that space? Even if I don't know the whole path, it's okay. I'm going to continuously come back to magician of, okay, what do I have? What can I do with it? Let's just do that step. Okay, then we reevaluate. Vision still there? Cool. What do I have? What can I do with it? Next step, right? Baby steps. Because in that is really where we're going to cultivate that balance. This Justice card of the evening of the scales, right? Of fairness. They're saying, because right now, you're not really being fair to yourself. You're not even giving yourself a chance. So for this next couple of weeks, can we just get out of our own way? Can you just be fair to yourself and be like, all right, let's just see what happens. Let's just go for it. Let's just try it. And more on a personal level, right? Maybe not so much in terms of like manifestations, but on a personal level, what do I want my day-to-day life to look and feel like? And how can I actually just hold that energy? Start each day with the mantra of I am at peace. I am in balance. Life is easy. I am infinite. There is enough. I am safe. Bringing your energy to that balance scale so that I just keep hearing you can give yourself a fighting chance to actually have what you want. Yeah, maybe in the big dreams, in the big goals, but maybe even more importantly than that, in how you're living day to day, in your energy. Okay? So this week, yeah, but also this Scorpio season is an opportunity to quite literally be. They're saying like, be the dream, live the dream. I know that sounds so cheesy, but in identifying the North Star and keeping that, the vision, and then giving yourself the chance, being fair to yourself of just like, okay, let's try this. Let's go for this. Let's do what we need to do here. Staying in this justice energy, this balance energy, this harmonic energy, which will be a choice because life is going to fight you on that. It's going to try to pull you off course, not intentionally to harm you, but life is not innately balanced. You have to pick it. You have to choose it. So do I. We all do. So what is my North Star? Whether it's personally, the day-to-day feelings, and also big dreams, big goals. And then how can I approach this from a place of steadiness and trust and even like facts, right? It's like everything is problem solvable. Everything is workoutable. Okay. Let's do it. Right? Like very, like I think of Justice card as like the judge, right? They're supposed to not have opinions. It's just like, let's look at the facts and this is what it is. Looking at your life like that, but from a place of love, like from a place of care. Okay. I'm just seeing if there's any last messages. And yeah, really focusing on abundance. I have enough. I am enough and I have enough. I am enough and I have enough. I am enough and I have enough. I can give and receive with ease. I am safe to give and receive with ease. Very important this month. I'm curious to find out why. Last piece coming through here is a little more global / political. If things feel, remember we're looking at Scorpio season, so like the next month essentially. If things outside of your world feel unbalanced, feel unfair, we do what we can, and then permission to refocus on your North Star. Okay? Okay. Curious to see what happens. I don't know, but we will see. And gosh, final piece with that. Your North Star might be the world you want to live in. So maybe that doesn't mean do nothing. Maybe that means stand up for what you know or what you hope or what you think is right in a respectful, safe way. But if there's unfairness happening, if things are out of balance, and your North Star says, no, this value is important to me, it might be worthwhile to speak on that, to donate to that cause, to speak for people who can't, whatever it may be. So I don't know what that means yet, but just plant the seed. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks. For now, what is your joy? Why are you afraid of having it? What do you want? You have all the things. So what are the tools? How are you going to implement them? Allowing others to help you. What is that North Star? And giving yourself a fair shot of getting there. Okay? All right, everyone. Let me know how this resonated with you. Any questions, please leave them in the comments. Any insights, I would love to read those as well. As always, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel. If you are called to donate to the Love Jar, this is my PayPal donation link. It helps me to show up with energy for you every week. I will leave the link in the description box below to donate if you would like to. Thank you so much in advance. I'm really, really grateful for that. Every penny is so appreciated. I'm sending so much love, and I will see you again soon.